Hello dear students of class 9th, welcome to history class. I hope all of you are fit and healthy. Students, in this video, I shall be continuing with the MCQ session of the first chapter of history, that is the French Revolution. Students, in the previous video, I explained till question number 11th, and in this video, I shall be continuing with question number 12th. So, let us continue with question number 12th. So, students, as you can see on the screen, we have question number 12th. So, the question is, which group of people did not join Jacobins Club? The options are option A, artisans, option B, shopkeepers, option C, daily wage laborers, and option D, men with prosperity. Now, students, let me tell you that Jacobin Club was formed for the poor people, and basically the poor people, they joined the Jacobins Club. Now, why did they join Jacobins Club? See, the poor people were discriminated, they had no rights, nothing was given to them. They were basically servants and laborers. So, in order to uplift them, a club was formed which was very powerful during that time, that means during the French Revolution, and the name of that club is Jacobins Club. And let me tell you that the leader of Jacobins Club is Maximilian. Cut this line. And let me tell you, children, that the leader of Jacobins Club was Maximilian Robespierre. So, this question may also come, that who was the leader of Jacobins Club? So, Maximilian Robespierre was the leader of Jacobins Club. And if I talk about this question, that which group of people did not join Jacobins Club? So, definitely the people who were prosperous, the people who were rich, they did not join Jacobin Club. So, this club was joined by the poor people, the peasants, the artisans, because they were suppressed, they were deprived of several things. So, in order to uplift themselves, they joined Jacobins clubs. So, option D, that means men with property or the prosperous section of the society, they did not join Jacobin Club. That is option number D. So, I hope that this is clear to everybody. Now, students, one more thing let me tell you about the Jacobins. See, the Jacobins, they came to be known as sans culottes. Now, why they were known as sans culottes? See, sans culottes means those without knee braces. Now, what is this knee braces? See, knee braces means boots, long boots up to the knees. So, the members of Jacobins Club, they did not wear knee braces, they only wore long stripped trousers. So, this was the identity, or this was the way or their dressing style. So, this may also come, that the meaning of sans culottes, or why the people of Jacobin clubs or the Jacobins were called as sans culottes. So, I hope that regarding this, all the questions are clear to everybody. Now, students, let us proceed with the next question, that is question number 13th. So, students, let us proceed with the next question, as you can see on the screen. So, the next question is, which of the following decisions was not taken by the convention? Now, what is this convention? Students, convention is a political party of less prosperous section. The less prosperous, they formed their own political party called convention, and from that only Jacobins Club emerged. Alright. So, the options are, see, before the options there are certain points. So, point A is declared France a constitutional monarchy. Point B, abolished the monarchy. Point C, all men and women above 21 years got the right to vote. And option or point D, declared France as a republic. The students, when this convention was formed, there were several important decisions that were taken by them. See, the first point, as it states, declared France a constitutional monarchy. Let me tell you, during that time, that means during convention, this monarchy was absolutely removed, it was abolished. So, there was no concept of constitutional monarchy. So first is definitely not the decision taken by the convention. Second point, abolished the monarchy. As I told you just now, that the convention took the decision to abolish monarchy, and during that time only, and that means during this time only, Louis XVI, he was guillotined. That means he was completely removed. He was hanged. He was hanged publicly. He was executed by Maximilian Robespierre. Now I used a word guillotined. Now what is the meaning of guillotined? Students, I will explain you the meaning of guillotine in the next question. I have a question based on guillotine also. So wait for that. So monarchy was abolished. So this is correct. Now point number C. All men and women above 21 years got the right to vote. Definitely all men got the right to vote above 21, but women still did not had the right to vote. So this point is also wrong. So you may get confused between certain points. If you will see, okay, it is mentioned about the right to vote regarding men, and you need to very carefully see that women is also written or not. So you need to be very careful while reading all the points. So this is also not the decision that was taken by convention. So this is also one. Now the last one, declared France a republic. Yes, France was declared as a republic. It got freedom actually. There was no constitutional monarchy, there was no monarchy there. So the question is, which of the following decisions was not taken or decisions were not taken? So option number or point number A and point number C were the decisions that were not taken by the convention. Now let us see the options. We have several options. Option A, B and C. Option B, B and C. Option C, B and D, and option D, A and C. So the correct answer will be option number C, that is B and D. B and D were not the decisions that were taken by the convention. Okay. So I hope that this question is clear to everybody. Now students, let's proceed with the next question, that is question number 14th, as you can see on the screen. So question number 14th is, which period is referred to as the reign of terror? Now this is an important question. Reign of terror. The options are option A, the period from 1793 to 1794. Option B, the period from 1789 to 1792. Option C, the period from 1789 to 1785, and option D, the period from 1789 to 1799. Now students, if we talk about the reign of terror, then we need to talk about Maximilian Robespierre, who was the leader of Jacobins Club. Now students, this reign of terror is in this. Now students, in this period, that means reign of terror, which was headed by Maximilian Robespierre. In this period, he followed the policy of strict punishment and control. He was very strict with regard to his rules and regulations. If anybody who disobeyed his laws was strictly punished. Yes, it could be a clergy, a nobility, or a person from any other political group, any other political it could be a person from clergy, nobility, or any other political group. Means whosoever disobeyed his rules, whosoever did not follow his rules was very strictly punished. That person was, or that group of people were imprisoned, and later they were executed. They were guillotined. Now I am again using this word. Now hold on students, in the next question only we have a question based on guillotine. Okay. So I hope that this question is clear to everybody, that this period is also called as the period of strict punishment and control. See, this type of question may also come. So you need to know in all the ways, either ways, right. So the correct option is option number A, that means the period from 1793 to 1794. Now students, let's proceed with the next question, that is question number 15th. So here comes the question regarding guillotine. So the question is, a guillotine was dash. The options are option A, a device. So option A is a device consisting of two poles and a blade with which a person was beheaded. Option B, a five sword with which heads were cut off. Option C, a special noose to hang people, and option D, none of the above. The students, let me tell you that guillotine, this was a device in which there were two long poles and a blade was also attached with those poles, and the person who had to be executed or who had to be punished was made to lie there, and with the help of that blade the head of the person was beheaded at once. Means such a painful punishment, such a strict punishment that was given by Maximilian Robespierre to the people who did not obey his rules, or the people who disobeyed his rules and regulations that were made by him. So this is called guillotine, and let me tell you that this was invented by Dr. Guillotine. So this device is named after his inventor only. And let me tell you students that later on Maximilian Robespierre, who used this technique to give punishments to people, later on Maximilian Robespierre was also guillotined, because the people, they were fed up, they were frustrated, they could no longer follow his rules and regulations. So at last he was executed, he was guillotined. So this is the story of guillotine. So I hope that this question is clear to everybody. So the correct option will be option number A. Now students, let's proceed with the next question, that is question number 16th, as you can see on the screen. So question number 16th is, women started their own political clubs and newspapers to discuss and voice their interests. Which of women's clubs were the most famous among them? So students, during that time several women political clubs also came up. So the question is regarding the most famous political club of women during that time. So the options are option A, the Women's Society of France, option B, the Society of Revolutionary and Republican Women, option C, the political clubs of France, and option D, none of the above. Students, let me tell you that option B is the right one. That means the Society of Revolutionary and Republican Women. Students, that time the women, they had no right to vote. They were not given right to vote. They were denied of their political rights. But still, women struggled a lot. They played an active role. They were the passive citizens, but they played an active role in that revolution, in the French Revolution. They had to struggle a lot. They worked as laborers. They had to work as laborers. They had to do several menial jobs, like they had to work in the rich. For example, they had to work for the prosperous section of the society. They used to sell flowers. They used to, means anyhow they had to work and earn their living, because the men, they were busy doing revolutions. They were busy forming groups, political parties. So the women, they had the responsibility to take care of their family. So in order to take care of the family, in order to take care of their children, they had to work a lot, they had to earn. See, they had no access to education. Only the women of prosperous section had access to education. And after education, they were not allowed to do any kind of training. After education, they had to be, they were married to, after their education, even the prosperous women, they were married. And if I talk about the less prosperous section, there was no point of education. They were not given the opportunity to study. But still, they struggled a lot, they worked a lot, they played an active role. and you know, in order to discuss several issues, they formed their own political groups, they formed their own political clubs, and the most famous was the Society of Revolutionary and Republican Women. So I hope this point is clear to everybody.